I started out this psychology of humor project when I was a sophomore, and a grad student I had in a class at the time, I told him I was looking for an advisor. He's like, "Oh, go see my advisor. Like, she's really cool." And I just kind of cold emailed her, and I'm like, "Look, I know no one else studies this. It's super weird. You probably think that I'm just like some joker who wants to just have an excuse to read jokes for his thesis." And she's like, "No, come in and we'll work on this." She turned out to be one of the most prominent professors in social psychology right now, and we've been working on this for 2 years. So how did I get started studying the psychology of humor? I think it kind of goes back to when I was in high school. I started doing stand-up, and my government teacher like moonlights as a stand-up comedian, and I would always preview my set for him, just like in his office, and it was really awkward, and he didn't laugh, but he could tell me how funny something was. And so I sort of realized that there's this disconnect between laughing and between being able to assess the funniness of something. If you want to measure laughter, there's decibel meters. You can plant an electrode on the zygomaticus major nerve to measure how much someone's smiling. You can just videotape people and have naive coders who don't know what experimental condition they've been assigned to actually code how much they think this person is smiling. So all of those are more behavioral measures, or what I do is just ask people, how funny is this, 1 to 7? And if you're interested in how funny people think things are, that's pretty much the most direct way to measure it. Laughter is considered more of a behavior, something we do. If we're talking about what we're feeling, they call it mirth. So if you're the kind of person who finds things really funny but doesn't necessarily laugh all the time, you can still be experiencing, I guess, mirth without necessarily laughing. When you're tickled, it's not necessarily funny to you, but you're laughing, right? When you're with a group of your colleagues and someone tells a joke, you might laugh just because everyone else is laughing and not necessarily because you got the joke. So how much you're laughing is not always a good measure of how funny something is. One of the theories of why we laugh, it's that we learn to find it funny when someone grimaces at first, as if there's some kind of aggression or threat going on, and then signals to us that there is not a threat. So there's this kind of idea that we have this increasing arousal because of aggression or threat, and this decreasing arousal that's sort of inherently pleasurable and somehow funny to us. That's sort of like the gist of the evolutionary perspective on why we laugh, which I think makes some intuitive sense, but I think like all evolutionary theories, it makes sense, but we don't really know whether it's true or not. Doing all of these studies, some of them working, some of them not, and always regrouping after each study and kind of charting the next step, I think has been really formative in my life as I don't know, what I hope to be a future scholar. Yeah, that has been really incredible. And fingers crossed, maybe one day I'll be able to publish it, but first I have to write it.